Hey guys, Dr. Morse, injury experts. Thank you for tuning in. It is roughly around midnight. Just watched a fantastic game. Jayden Daniels does it again. Michael Penix looked pretty good. AJ Terrell absolutely locked up. Terry McLaurin destroying a lot of fantasy teams, including one of mine, and probably a lot of bets along the way. But overall, fantastic game. Jayden Daniels is just a stud. Okay, let's talk about today's injuries. I know you're probably wondering, why am I doing this? Well, this is important for Week 18 playoffs. This is important for betting, and I love the game. So, thank you for tuning in. I will try to do a video or two each of the next couple of weeks till we head out to the Super Bowl. I just don't need to be as intense as the first 17 weeks of the year. So there wasn't a whole lot of injuries before today, despite them already playing, 7 games or something like that. Significant injuries today. I'll start with quarterbacks and we'll go from there. Tua Tagovailoa did not play today with a hip injury that he suffered 2 weeks ago. He played through it last week, but it sounds like he made it worse to the point where he was not able to go today. Thankfully, they were able to win, but he was not able to do much to the point where he was downgraded yesterday. Now, we did get an update earlier saying that this is not to the same extent as his hip dislocation that he required surgery for when he left Alabama before he was drafted by the Dolphins. But this sounds like something that is bothering him, and it may keep him out next week. The odds of them making it really far are unlikely. But with that being said, this could be a bad hip flexor. Could be a labral tear. You know, it says he doesn't need surgery, but it'll be interesting to see if he's able to suit up next week. The only quarterback that got injured this past couple of days is Kenny Pickett. He suffered a re-injury to that rib. He received a Toradol shot, likely maybe a cortisone injection, into that rib area before the game, reportedly, and then another one at halftime. A little risky in terms of kidney and liver, as well as if he's going directly into the rib area, obviously risky to the point where he could have injured his lung or something like that, which is what happened to Justin Herbert, a la Tyrod Taylor many years ago. That's why Justin Herbert got his start. But it didn't. Pickett was reportedly banged up, but not to the point where he wasn't completely ruled out. They let Tanner McKee end up winning the game and finishing the game for them. So we'll have to see if Hurts is able to clear and what they're going to do next week. Chase Brown yesterday unfortunately suffered a left high ankle sprain, which is traditionally to the syndesmotic ligament, which is this in between here, causing a lot of issues at this area right here of the ankle. This is a rotational injury, a very frustrating injury. The sad part is he was trying to save the team from missing and trying to help them by sliding basically at the 1 or whatever it was, only to find out that Joe Burrow was going to get a touchdown on the next play. We don't know the severity of this, but unless this is super, super mild, he will not play next week. And if he does, he's going to be limited unless he got really, really lucky. Just an unfortunate injury for an absolute fantastic year from someone that we did not expect was going to have a fantastic year. James Conner, unfortunately, re-injured likely the same knee yesterday. Just never came back into the game. I think he had 4 rushes for 4 yards or something along those lines. You know, he was a little concerning heading into the week, despite wanting to play. Trey Benson didn't play, but he still ended up not doing a whole lot and ended up kind of killing probably anybody that started him. Tyjae Spears had an absolute fantastic day, smashed today, found out he was going to start after yesterday when Pollard was not able to go with an ankle, and eventually developed the flu where he wasn't on the same flight. But the problem with Tyjae Spears is that he suffered a concussion, and coach basically already said he's ruled out for Week 18. Aaron Jones reportedly has a quadriceps contusion. Usually these are not overly concerning, and I think he'll be fine for Week 18. as long as it's not a quad strain. But they specifically said quad contusion, which is usually knee or elbow or head to his quad. Hopefully it didn't bleed much, and they were just being careful, and he will be fine. Josh Jacobs did not play a couple series. I'm not sure why. Never heard about a specific injury. He did get in the end zone, but overall did not have as good of a day as we had hoped. Kendre Miller, again, struggled this time, suffering a concussion, ending his game. Ameer Abdullah had a fantastic game. What I thought Madison was going to have a better game, Abdullah ended up having a really good game, but he suffered a foot injury later in the game. Jerome Ford with a right ankle injury that ended up making his day quite disappointing. He should have had a much better day. Josh Palmer with a heel injury that could be something, that could be nothing. We'll have to keep an eye on it. And DeVonta Smith left briefly with a wrist injury before coming back and having a fantastic day, a much better day than A.J. Brown, much to the dismay of A.J. Brown owners. That is what I have for you all tonight. Not a ton of injuries, thankfully. There were a ton of injuries coming into the game. There were a lot of disappointments this week, but there were many people that balled out, and I appreciate them. And hopefully you guys were able to win your championships. You were able to win some bets with the help of the injury experts this year. This is our first year. I want to thank you all for joining me. There were, over thousands and thousands of minutes watched. We ended up getting several thousand subscribers. I appreciate you all, and I'm looking forward to finishing the regular season strong, and then we will start ramping back up for the 25 season, probably in about June. I will offer some specials now that you have an idea of what the packages and content will entail. Shout out to those who've purchased my product called All Natural Relief. It will be available on Amazon soon. It is basically an all-natural version of something like an ibuprofen or Relief. It's 12 plant extracts, super potent. I take it twice a day. Helps with inflammation all over the body for knee pain, back pain, hip pain. If it's something you're interested in, you can check it out at allnaturalrelief.net. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you midweek to get a gauge on Week 18. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care.